Here you go, no. Yo, people, what's going on? It's the Kitty G on UGTV, and we're back again with another video. We're going to get this show started right about now. You already know what it is. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button if you already haven't done that. And let's get this show started, people. I got the intro, but I really just messed it up because I didn't download it onto the stream. We're going to add Hussam into this. Hope everybody's well. How you guys doing? I don't know what's going on with Hussam's thing. I couldn't mute him, but I take him out, and this is what happens. But, yo, how you guys doing? How's everybody today?
I'm in the same place I was last week. I can't lie to you, man. Nothing's changed on my side.
Alan's team signed a player. Dabs' team signed a player. My team's about to sign a player, but we take 2 years to announce it.
It's because your PR system's working overtime to make it the best thing like ever.
It is mad. Look. We're just working bare overtime. Everything at Manchester United, it seems like a mess. With Ronaldo requesting to leave, you got De Jong. We don't know if he's coming or going. You signed your first player?
Look, Liverpool have signed a player as well. We need to talk about it too.
Oh, yeah.
We really need to talk about
it. Mo Salah signed a new contract.
Yeah, that's basically them signing a new player, bro.
There you go. There you go.
They're done for the window, man.
The question in today's poll is, do you think Frenkie de Jong will join Manchester United or will he stay at Barcelona? Because the big report coming out today that if he's going to join or if he's going to stay. I was going to do a whole thing on Ronaldo where he's going to join. So let me know which poll you guys think is better, the De Jong poll or where Ronaldo's going to end up. Because
the best poll's Lewandowski.
What about Lewandowski?
The best poll.
Oh, the best Polish player.
Oh,
sorry, I'm a dad. I'm a dad. Allow me.
Anyways. I got the intro video ready.
This guy deserves a timeout for that, man.
Let's get this show really started now. So, guys, welcome to Vibes from the Six, and you already know what it is. We're going to go through all the top 6 transfers. First, let's talk about Man City. They're linked to Cucurella, as you guys already know. They're going to be getting Calvin Phillips over the line and announced very, very soon. And they've just signed a backup goalkeeper to take Zach Seffin's spot. Also, Tottenham are moving mad in the transfer window, getting Richardson done for around 60 million and getting Barcelona's Lenglet over the line as a loan deal to improve their depth. Chelsea are still working in the transfer window to get Raheem Sterling over the line. They also are looking at the Ligt currently, and Raphinha looks like they're going to miss out and he's going to end up going to Barcelona. Now, a big update from Liverpool. Mo Salah has signed the ting, yes sir, and there's also an update with Jude Bellingham. Could he be joining Liverpool very soon? We'll have to find out. Big news with Cristiano Ronaldo requesting to leave Manchester United, and Manchester United made their first signing of the window. And there's so Frenkie de Jong, will he or won't he join Manchester United? We're going to discuss this plus Arsenal as usual. All this and more on today's show. Let's get the show started. Bang. Okay, now we can get the show started properly. Anyways, the first topic I wanted to discuss, guys. Hussam?
Yeah, Sam always looks pissed off when he joins streams.
Hey, start with Hussam, man.
Okay.
Can you guys hear me or can you not hear me?
We can hear
you, Hussam.
I can't hear
you. Loud and clear.
Mojo, I'm expecting an apology from you first thing, by the way.
First of all, you are getting 0 apologies from me, bro. You said January, I'm sticking to it, bro.
You should have done the Conor McGregor there.
I'm going to be guilty about this. I don't care.
Is this where we're starting? We're going to start with the Mo Salah thing?
I'd like to take this moment to say I am sincerely sorry from the bottom of my heart to Liverpool fans. I assumed you will not be able to re-sign your star boy, your star man, but congratulations on paying 56 million over the next 3 years to win no trophies and finish second every single year. Round of applause to Liverpool Football Club, man.
You see this?
Okay, first of all, that's funny coming from a Man United fan. You know, you literally gave Salah's golden boot this season, 5 goals in 2 games, 9-0. On aggregate, that's mad. Speaking of no trophies, this season we actually won 2
major trophies.
I let you speak. Anyway, this season we won 2 trophies, the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup. Something that your club would bend over backwards and go down on 2 knees for. Right now, 5 years, not one single trophy. You would literally be dying for a trophy. And the guy next to you as well, who hasn't seen a trophy in 15 years. Last time he saw a trophy, he was about 18 years old. So,
Alan, remember this, Alan? You're allied with that. Remember that, Alan?
That's the thing as well. So listen, first of all, this is massive news because I grew up losing my best players. Owen, Torres,
Oh my word!
Suarez,
You're not doing this. You're not
Coutinho,
doing this.
Xabi Alonso.
He's doing the
Can I-
song. No, not the song.
Can I speak? Can I
Guys,
speak?
let
I'm in the middle of a moment.
I'm
I'm talking about my past, my childhood. My God. Anyway, so I lost Michael Owen. You get me? That was the first ever like heartbreak because he left Real Madrid. Then Fernando Torres, Xabi Alonso. That was a painful time. That was probably the worst time to be a Liverpool fan. That 2010, 2011 period was so horrendous. Then we lost Suarez, lost Sterling, lost Coutinho, and now we finally get to. And now we finally get to keep our best player. So that's something that's absolutely incredible. I said it before. I say it again, if there's one guy you had to break your wage structure for, it's Mo Salah. And here's the thing, we always, this is a consistent conversation on Spaces, on YouTube, everywhere. You can't replace 40 plus GA over a period of 5 years with someone who can dribble nice and pass nice. That's not how life works at all. Like, you actually need people who can put the ball in the back of the net. You can use Luis Diaz. I don't even need to use any example from your teams, from my own team. Luis Diaz, 26 games, 6 goals. That's it. Now, if you translate that over a Premier League season, that's probably 10 goals. So it's nowhere near what Salah gives you in terms of goals, in terms of assists, in terms of outputs. Life ain't always about, who dribbles nice, who passes nice, technical ability, all this shit. It doesn't matter. Mo Salah scores you 40, gives you like a lot of goals every year in all competitions. Our top goal scorer in 17-18, Mo Salah. Our top goal scorer in 18-19, Mo Salah. 19-20, Mo Salah. In 2021, Mo Salah. 21-22, Mo Salah. So he's giving you consistent output, production, and everything. So if there's one guy in the team you break your wage structure for, it's him. So I'm very happy we did it, and he deserves every single penny of that 350 grand a week. So yeah,
I have a follow-up question, and
the
follow-up question is,
if you could also let me just do this quickly, Josh.
yeah, go for it, bro.
Big up, Josh. He's saying you beautiful.
What's up, Josh?
How are we all doing? I think we're all doing well,
We're
man.
all good.
Everyone's
My
doing
fellow
good.
year.
Josh, my favorite Spurs fan. Big up
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah, Josh is a good guy, man. Josh is a good guy.
Go ahead, Mojo. Go ahead,
Big up,
Mojo.
Josh.
Don't speak for all of us. Don't speak for all of us, man. We're not
Big
all
up,
doing
Josh.
well.
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Egal is lying on my behalf. I'm not doing well, man. And
Well,
hay
I
fever's
said-
been kicking my ass this whole damn summer. My club is making no movements, and now I'm hearing the sob story of Liverpool, and things couldn't get any worse, bro. The show has not started the way I planned on.
So what's your follow-up question then?
Wait, before Mojo does his follow-up question, can I just shout out Hassam's contacts at Liverpool in the gift shop? They finally got it right. He did sign eventually. So congratulations to Hassam's in the gift shop.
Alan, I won't forget that. I won't forget that.
No, you two, man.
My follow-up question is very simple. We saw Aubameyang sign a new contract. Things didn't work out well. Are you worried about Mo Salah doing the same? I'm just asking the question because it's on everybody's minds. Maybe people are afraid to ask the tough questions. I am not, because guess what, bro? My club is doing nothing right now, so I have to ask the tough questions of everybody else. So the tough question I got for you is, do you think that now that Mo Salah has signed this 350k contract a week, is he going to down his tools? Is he going to perform the same? And what are the repercussions for Liverpool going forward too?
Fantastic question. I don't think Salah's like Mesut Ozil. I don't think he's like Aubameyang. Even if you just look at his personality, someone that completely takes football seriously, never heard a blip off the court. You can see how much he takes care of his body. I've actually watched him. He's done like a lot of interviews with like Arabic TV, and they really do ask him this question, like about his body and how he takes care of it. He's always spoken about, he eats 5 meals a day, just small amounts, etc. So you can see he's ripped as hell as well. He has an 8-pack, so he clearly like takes the sport seriously. Sadio Mane has come out as well and said when he enters the gym, Mo Salah's there, and then when he leaves the gym, he's still there. So, he's someone who clearly just takes care of his body himself. I think with Aubameyang, you can see, he's like, being late for a North London derby in itself, not really. Mesut Ozil just dropped off a cliff. And I think the one thing as well you have to take into account is Mo Salah has been showing consistent improvement. Now, the reason why I think this season is the best version of him we've seen, even with the post-AFCON drop-off, is because with his like goal scoring ability going away, he actually has developed a passing ability and an ability to like create for other people that he didn't necessarily have in previous seasons. So you can see his consistent improvement. If you just go look at 17-18, Mo Salah dribbling versus now, he's much more improved. His passing now is so much more improved. You're seeing outside of the foot crosses into the head of someone, like accurate crosses as well. He's doing really well. So he's completely improved his game. And the thing is as well, and I'll say this, I think Ozil and Aubameyang are more from the older school of thought than they are the newer school of thought. I think Mo Salah is way more likely to become a Lewandowski or a Benzema, where he is going to have like incredible 31, 32, 33. Look at Benzema, he just completed football, about to win the Ballon d'Or, age 34. You look at Lewandowski, had his best ever season, age 32. So I think because of his goal scoring ability, he's going to continue to give you 20 plus Premier League goals every season comfortably for the next 3 years. And if he does do that, that's guaranteed output every single season that you can't complain about. So yeah, that's what I'd say.
And,
so
and
I think he's way more likely to turn up like a Lewandowski, I'd say, than Ozil.
And this is with the current midfield you have as well, by the way, yeah?
Don't get me started.
You know what? You know what it is? Yeah. Can I just jump in here real quick? Yeah.
Don't get me started, you bastard.
As much as I'd love to sit here and hate on this whole Mo Salah thing, wallah, you can't, because bear in mind, deep down we were all wishing that he didn't resign. Like let's be honest, guys.
No, I don't
deep
care.
Down, maybe Man City didn't care, but some of us,
I'm not
or
lying.
the rest
I don't
of us,
care. No, Sam, I'm not lying.
I think a
I knew
lot
you
of people deep down were wishing that he didn't sign and that next season would be his last season, because it's good riddance if he leaves. So there's not much that I can really say to hate on the deal. The last thing we need is Liverpool starting to pay wages, because Liverpool, let's be very honest, Liverpool do have money. They have money, they do make a lot of money, so they do have funds available. If they start paying those transfer fees and paying those kind of wages, it will be very, very tough to kind of keep players away from them that they really want. And I think that's one thing that they've struggled with, is the fact that because they don't want to pay those high wages, they don't always get the players that they're going for. So Liverpool breaking wage barriers is a scary thing, in all honesty, for the long term. But yeah, nothing changes. I get what Mojo was trying to say, but the way Liverpool play, I think the biggest worry for Liverpool this year isn't even Mo Salah. The biggest worry is Darwin Núñez coming in and what that does for the system, what that does for the style of football that they play. And if they can sort that out, then again, they'll be up there again competing next season without a doubt. But people, I think, are underestimating what a system change for a team that 7 years has drilled a certain style of football and a certain system every single day, week in, week out. For them to change even the slightest of bits, it has an effect, whether you like it or not. So we'll see. This is where Jurgen Klopp earns his coins, man. We'll see how good he really is. And I believe he will do it personally. As much as I'd love to hate and say he can't, deep down, I believe he's still capable of doing it. We'll see him if he can change the system up and play with an actual number 9, more of a traditional number 9, and get the best out of his wide players while getting the best out of his number 9, because it is a tough ask. It's not as easy as people making it sound like.
We haven't had a number 9, by the way, the whole time.
And that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying it's going to be the first time we've seen a significant change in Liverpool's system in about 6-7 years. So yeah, and the fact that these players have played, most of them have won using this system and have consistently played this way. Seeing that change and how they react to it is going to be a tough one. And I'm more intrigued to see how Klopp deals with that personally.
You know what? I'm just going to say this quickly. Someone in the comment section said the Salah.
Is my connection bugging out, by the way?
No, we can hear you.
Your connection's good. I don't think anyone really cares about the Salah video unless you're very particular about transfer videos. At this point,
Salah cringe video. J Links, bro, you rep someone who's cringe. Don't even go there, man.
I'm just gonna say this. Let's talk about the Mo Salah thing, but I also want to get on to what other business Liverpool are gonna do. I'm hearing about Jude Bellingham. I'm hearing about these transfers. I'm hearing about potential other signings. I'm hearing about potentially Real Madrid, Chelsea, Manchester United, and Liverpool are all after Bellingham, maybe for this season or next season. I don't know. So what's going on with the whole transfer window? Just not the signing of Mo Salah.
Sorry, firstly, can we address it? There's nearly 100 people in here, but there's only 41 likes. So
how dare you guys?
Before we get Hassam Big Screen to tell you and literally boss you into doing it, I'm going to ask you nicely. It's just below us. If it's not grey, just press it once, That's the niceness. After this, I'm going to step out and let Hassam do what he does. So
You don't even have to slap it. Just a nice little tickle will do. Just
only
tickle
once
it.
as well.
It's fine.
Don't press it twice. Whatever you
If
do.
you want to press it with your fucking toes, go for it. If you want to press it with your nose, go for it.
Pause.
I don't know where we're going with this right here.
No,
Whatever
I'm saying.
I feel like we're just getting worse and worse with it, man.
Yeah, let me just step in and talk about Jude Bellingham quickly.
I know. I wanted to go first on Jude Bellingham.
People are gonna say press it with something else next, so we have to be careful.
So whatever you
Can
want.
I go first? Can I go first on Jude Bellingham? Can I go first?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Look, Jude Bellingham. I don't believe Jude Bellingham is going anywhere this year, right? I think he's told Bayern already he's going to give him a season. I think he will. And I think he's probably being clever doing that because he knows there's a World Cup coming and that could inflate his wages. That could also inflate the amount that Bayern get. People will, and this is where the rumour mills start coming. City fans like me will say, oh, but, you know, him and Haaland are brethren, so he's coming City. Liverpool fans will go, oh, his family support Liverpool, so he's going Liverpool. The key is, we all know, I want Jude Bellingham. I said in January over Haaland, I wanted Jude Bellingham because for me, there's two reasons. One, I rate him as a player so highly. Two, he's a player that certain clubs can build everything around. Man United. If I was Man United, I would be breaking my balls if I was Man United to get him. Yeah, but they won't. They won't get him. I don't think they will. But just to get him, so he don't go Liverpool anywhere else. The key thing is, yeah, we all know is when Jude Bellingham is when it becomes the time that Jude Bellingham is going. Chelsea will be after him. City will be after him. Liverpool will be after him. Man United will be after him. I think Arsenal and Tottenham will try and pretend they're after him. Madrid will be after him. Bayern will be after him. PSG will probably even throw their hat in the mix. Everyone will be after him. So anyone that is trying to talk, I was on the stream the other day and someone was trying to say Liverpool get him for X amount. Listen, Jadon Sancho went for about 80 million, right? This is Jude Bellingham, right? Every single club will be in for him. He's English. He's young. He's going for way, way over 100 million. I believe Athletic have already said 120 million next summer. I don't believe anyone can put a price on him because there's a World Cup in between. So it might be 120 right now. It might be more. Someone said to me, oh, you know, he's on 60K. So Liverpool will be able to pay his wages. Bro, it's fine. He's on 60K now. Like I just said, about 7 clubs are going to be in for him. Every single club is probably putting an extra 20K on his wage, right? It's going to be big
let's
money.
Not forget, 60K was his... He signed that deal when he was very, very young. When he first
17,
got 17, yeah. So his next one is going to be a major deal.
Listen, I'd love to say because he's Haaland's friend, and I do think that will have a pool the same way his family will have a pool. There's a million things that will give him. But one thing with him being friends with Haaland is he's not going to be being mugged off on wages. Haaland will make sure of that. Like Haaland will be telling him like what you need to be asked for.
Do you back City or Mojo? Do you back Chelsea or AK?
So now here's let me just say why I think City, right? Is because right now we know.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you good. Right now we know Gundogan has a year left. In a year's time, Gundogan is gone. Right now, firstly, that could be a nice little. You know what? You have Gundogan, and he can come back stopgap. But it's more the fact City must. If you look at City's team right now and what we're getting this summer, next summer with Gundogan going, and what I predict will happen is we will convince Bernardo Silva to give us one more season, right? And then say, you know what? After that, cool. But you need to give us time. We need to get our plan in place. So City next summer, if not before, need a central midfielder. And that is why I'm not saying he's going to come to City. What I am saying is, believe me, City are going to be doing their absolute best. That doesn't mean we get him. We will be doing our absolute best. And the good thing is we start our business now. We don't start our business like next April. We'll be starting it now. There'll already be conversations going. Now, Liverpool may well be doing the same, but I'm telling you, City will be going all out for that guy. All out for that guy.
Tag me in.
Tag in. Which that way? Which?
Tag me in.
There was a
tag. People might think oh, my bad. People might think like I'm just gonna sit here and disagree with what Dab said, but like, can you guys hear me, or am I speaking to myself?
Yes, we can hear you.
Unfortunately, we can.
For fuck's sake, man!
I don't know why the whole thing is lagging. Because for me,
I don't even think it's my internet anymore.
Like, I can hear everyone perfectly.
Anyway.
Everything's fine.
No, maybe it's StreamYard down or something. But anyway, look, for me personally, I'm not going to disagree with the word Dap said. He is absolutely spot on. And that's why I think if we really do want him, we should step in now. That's the only way we can force him. But next summer, and here's the thing, this is why I fight my fan base every day. There is no such thing as guaranteed transfer next summer. That's just absolute bullshit. Yeah, wake up and realize what sport you're watching. Understand the business we're in. Stop lying to yourself. Wake up and smell the coffee. Very simple. Don't wake up and think Jude Bellingham is a Birmingham City supporter. He don't have loyalty to Man City. He don't have loyalty to Liverpool. He don't have loyalty to Man United. He don't have loyalty to no damn body. He has loyalty to 0 clubs whatsoever. So there is no guarantee that City gets him this summer. There's no guarantee that Liverpool. There's no guarantee that Chelsea. The whole next summer thing is all based on speculation. I could give you multiple different scenarios. If we could just give a quick one, he goes to the World Cup, has a fantastic World Cup. And you know, if he has a fantastic World Cup, his price tag increases by 50 million easily. And then suddenly Real Madrid are interested. They go slap 150 million, offer more wages. Boom, he's a Madrid player. So people need to understand that this whole we're gonna buy him next summer shit, it does not work. It's just PR bullshit. If we want Jude Bellingham, we've got the money now. Very simple. 600 million made in revenue, the most in the country. Go sign him. Full simple as. There's no need to just sit around and just bullshit around the point. If you really want Bellingham, you go get him now. Because what Dap said is spot on, and I said it on my own streams on my channel. If they lose Bernardo Silva next season, you really think Haaland isn't making that phone call? Like, yo, Jude, come over, you know, we've a fantastic culture, we're winning, etc. He's 100% making that phone call. There's no guarantee that Daps gets him. There's no guarantee that I get him. There's no guarantee that Mojo gets him. There's no guarantee about anything, which is why if we want him, we need to act now. This very second, we need to act. So if we don't act now, and I've said this before, and listen, Daps knows, you know, he's probably spoken to the people that maybe don't like me in the Liverpool YouTube sphere. But like, at the end of the day, I'm gonna come on here. I'm gonna come on here at the end of the transfer window. If Liverpool Football Club do not sign a midfielder, I am conceding the league title before it's even started. I'm saying congratulations, Manchester City. I'm keeping it stepping. It's as simple as that.
I hate that. I hate that. We don't need you to do that, though. We don't need you to
I don't give a fuck, Daps. I'm gonna do it because I want to do it.
So Hassam, obviously, if you miss out on Jude Bellingham to you know, make you guys fight for the title, just to remind you, Harry Winks is available for a steal at 20 million. Just to remind you, so he is there should you need him. He will help you go for that title.
Next topic, Igal. Next topic.
Okay. So just to move it on slowly, the next topic is going to be Manchester United. It's the big story of the day. If you guys don't if you guys don't already know, Cristiano Ronaldo
is gonna get the rattle.
One second. I'm gonna try to be impartial here. Cristiano Ronaldo has supposedly requested to leave Manchester United if they can find a suitable offer for him to leave. Some of the options have been PSG, Napoli, you got Chelsea, and Bayern Munich. In addition to that, there's a big update on Frenkie de Jong this morning. Supposedly Frenkie, the president of Barcelona has come out and said they will absolutely do everything they can do to keep Frenkie de Jong at Barcelona, and that will mean he'll most likely have to take a pay cut in order to stay. So that's why the poll in the chat right now is saying, do you think Frenkie de Jong will join Manchester United or will he take a pay cut? Also, Manchester United, since the last show, has signed a player. I don't know much about him. He's a young winger from the Eredivisie, so Akin can tell us more about that. And there is a big update on the Martinez situation. It seems like, is he going to come? Is he not going to come? And we don't know about Anthony, but at this moment in time, guys, we need to talk about Cristiano Ronaldo. AK, what are you saying, bro? You were on this show a couple weeks ago saying Ronaldo's staying. It's fine. Everything's fine. But now it looks like there might be a spanner in the works.
When did I say that?
Bro, you literally said that the other day. Remember?
You can drink that Mountain Dew and answer the question.
Guys.
No, I just want to know. I want to know when I said that.
Do you want me to pull up the VAR? I can do
please.
And please keep getting those likes up right now, people. Come on.
Please,
listen, I mean, that's the ad lib, but just keep smashing them because it helps us. We're working very hard. Believe me. So please just give it a like while we wait for VAR. I'm just kind of filling right now. I mean, I can talk, and then there's the ad libs. I can talk. I can talk about summer. I can talk about summer from Love Island if you want.
Let me jump in while we wait for Igal to do his thing.
He don't love you anymore.
Listen, with Ronaldo, it's very, very simple.
Did he ever?
There was a hint that this might happen when the season ended, and then it all kind of went quiet. I'm not mad at it. I'm not annoyed at it. Cristiano Ronaldo wants to move on. He can absolutely move on. As I said from the very, very beginning, and I think I've said this before on this show, maybe not on this show, maybe on Twitter Spaces, that Ronaldo signing for me was purely from a sentimental point of view, and it never made sense from a footballing point of view. But listen, as I said, wallahi, and all hand on my heart, I could not care if he leaves this summer, man. I got what I wanted out of him. I watched Ronaldo live score goals. I watched him, and that's all I needed as an adult was to watch Cristiano Ronaldo. If he wants to leave and go play Champions League, which is understandable. Ronaldo at his age 37 wants to win. He's not here for the rebuilds. So if he wants to go somewhere else and attempt to win, because Man United is not anywhere near competing, then I'm not mad at it. All I know is he will not be going to another Premier League club, because that's just not going to happen. As long as he doesn't go to another Premier League club, he's good to go, man. We got what we wanted out of him.
Well, do you reckon it was because coincidentally this week you're battling it out with Lyon and Brentford for players? Do you reckon that was it for him? Final straw?
I don't think it has anything to do with player signings.
Do you not think? You don't think it's to do with player signings?
The way that question is so condescending to Man United.
When he joined last season, and I feel like people often forget this. When he joined last season, this man joined with the pretense of winning something. That's what he thought was going to happen at this club. He saw a second place finish. He saw Jadon Sancho come. He saw Rafael Varane come in. And as a lot of Man United fans,
credit on him, bro. You think he's that thick?
And I honestly think he thought he could win something at Manchester United. And I think when he landed, he realized how much of a shit show this situation was. And he's been wanting to get out ever since. And he's going to use any excuse in the book. This is not the first time we've heard this, by the way. A week ago, it was because of family, and he wanted to move out of the country because his family wasn't enjoying it. The week before that, it was because of transfers. There was reports coming out from Laurie Whitwell saying that Ronaldo wants to leave because the transfers aren't good. The week after that, it was because his family doesn't like England. So he will find any excuse in the book, because this man, let's be real, wants to compete and wants to win things. If he wants to leave, happily he can go, man. It's not as deep as people are trying to make it into something that it's not. They're trying to use it as a jab at Man United, and I don't think it's really that deep, personally.
Don't you think that, me talking serious now, not me trying to banter, right? With Ten Hag coming in, with the speed that it's taken to get players over the line, like if I was Ten Hag, because I don't know who's gonna if Ronaldo was to go, that puts you in a negative bank balance when it comes to goal difference from last season. Yeah, so you need to bring a striker in. Now you've got options. Rashford could play up top.
That's
Marshall
not
could play up top.
That's not necessarily
who's playing up top?
But no, it could be. But that's what I'm questioning. Could
Rashford
be Rashford
up top.
Could be Marshall, right? Or
I'm all
you have
for
to
it.
go. Or you have to go.
Who's Marshall?
But bro, I pronounce it wrong. Come on, it is what it is. You know what I'm fucking meaning. Or it could be you go into the market. Or it could be going to the market and find another one. But then that's an extra headache because you're already in the market trying to do stuff. Do you not think with the rebuild you're doing, you know what, if you could keep Ronaldo for one last season, because the one thing he will guarantee you is goals. So while you rebuild the rest of it...
Let's not get it twisted though. 100% if it was an option, because the striker market is so shit at the moment, I would want to keep Ronaldo for one more year, because that means that's one position we don't have to worry about this summer, and we can look at it next summer.
But I told you guys it's gone. No one wanted to listen. It's his shit internet that's dragging us. I told you.
Obviously, that's not an issue. That's not the point anymore. It's like,
you're saying if he's going to go,
if he's going to go, then listen, people are going to try and spin this in every way we can. The true simple fact of it is Cristiano Ronaldo is 37 years old. He wants to win trophies. Man United is not in a position to win or compete at the highest level. So he's going to find himself a club that can. That's the end of the story, man. It's got nothing. There's no other extra
ingredients. Does he love Man United?
Or nothing else. We're not going to do this conversation again, Hassan.
Shout out to SY. You're probably not watching, but shout out to you.
Whether he loves Man United or not, what we do know is he's the greatest ever Man United player, and he will always be the greatest ever Man United player.
I think he does love Man United. I think he loves himself a little bit more than Man United, to be fair. That's just another thing. But when he came to Man United last season, with all the players you brought in, him and everyone else believed that you guys were challenging for the title, and it didn't work. So now it's not happened, and you've got all the problems that you have got at Man United. it was going to happen. That
He's not here for a rebuild, guys. Like, let's be real. Ronaldo's not here for a rebuild.
Has he got one? He's probably got one season left in him.
Yeah.
Let's be fair, because
I'm making captain for that season as well. By the way,
yeah, you saw signs this season at Man United that he was struggling at times. So I think he's got one season left in him. He ain't going to go there for Man United to be 5th or 6th again. He's going to go somewhere where he could possibly win something. But I don't know what teams are in for him or looking at him. So
AK didn't even say anything crazy. But the one thing I would say is I'm not ruling out a Premier League move at all. I'm not. If Chelsea get him, it's possible. Oh, that's all I'm saying.
You know what?
There is zero chance. I'll say this now. There is zero chance of Cristiano Ronaldo going to a Premier League club. He was leaving the country. Where he leaves the country to, we will see. I think what people are underestimating, and I don't think Man United have the balls to do this personally, but it's something that they've already hinted at through a couple of journalists, is the fact that they're going to hold him to his contract. I don't think Man United can hold Ronaldo to a contract personally. I think Ronaldo himself is a bigger institution than this club. But through a couple of the journalists from the club, they were already hinting today that they're gonna that Ronaldo is going to stay for that 1 year left on his contract. They were saying shit like he's on contract, he's not going anywhere. So if they have the balls to hold him to a contract and get 1 more year where we don't have to worry about a number 9 and we can get other things sorted this summer, that's fine. If he does end up leaving, that's absolutely fine. Then it comes up to Ten Hag to be creative and come up with a solution, because that's what you're getting paid the second or third most wages for a manager on the planet for, is for you to make these kind of decisions. So he needs to get creative and sort something out.
Is there anyone that you've got at United that could step in and do a job?
I don't think so. No one at United is going to come in 38 games, be consistent enough to score the goals or to fill up the goals that he did. By the way, the way football works is very, very weird, because I get what Dap said and I get the point he was trying to make. But Ronaldo leaving, let's remember the season before he came, we scored 70-something goals.
I agree with you.
And then a number 9 comes in, all of a sudden we're supposed to score around the same goals, if not more, and we end up scoring 54 goals or 53 goals or whatever it was. So the way football works is very, very weird. Ronaldo leaving does not mean that deficit is going to go down or go up. It just means we'll see what the manager is capable of doing. We'll see how creative he can get with it. I personally think if he leaves...
Okay, the striker market stinks, though. That's the problem.
How dare you put context on anything, bro?
I have a weird take on it.
I've got one thing to say. I think you might see, if he does go, I think you might see the likes of Bruno Fernandes, pre-Ronaldo. I think you might see him going back to what he was doing. Not necessarily performance-wise, but figures. No, because he was getting the figures and everything like that, and he was helping Man United out before Ronaldo got there. So I'm just
he wasn't helping them. He was ruining the game.
Yeah. Who was ruining the game?
Bruno.
Okay, again, I'm not gonna. Yeah, let me say this now, because it's something that I'm gonna address it, because it's just jarring.
Why are you mad at me saying Bruno was ruining the game?
No, I'm not even talking to you. I'm not talking to you, Hassam. Chill out. What I'm saying is, it's just my internet that lagged. I've seen this thing on YouTube and Twitter content creators and whatever it is, these lazy narratives that people have started doing, and I've only started seeing it recently. And wallahi, I'm not gonna lie to you, it is one of the most annoying things I have ever witnessed. Is when people take their opinion and they try and phrase it to me like it's a fact, and they build narratives around opinions that were false to begin with. I've been watching a couple of YouTube streams and whatnot. I'm not going to say no names, but I've seen a couple of men thriving off this, and that's all they seem to do, because that's all they can do, because they don't know what they're talking about. And on Twitter, we see the exact same thing day in, day out. So all I will say is, this panel here, I know each and every one of you guys, and I know you guys aren't daft and you know what you're talking about. But if you guys start doing shit like that, on my life, I'm clicking that leave studio button and I'm exiting the studio, because we're not going to sit here. We're not going to sit here and create false narratives out of opinions and try and run agendas off that.
Can I just put a caveat in there that I want to be allowed to do it on my channel with Cass, just with Cass, only with him. Right?
So
I won't do it with anyone else, but I need to. He gets routed so easily. I have to continue to do it because it's just funny doing it, how easy it is. But I won't do it on here.
Let me just say this: everybody here, I want percentage chance. I personally think it's 50-50 at this point, because no serious club has come in for Ronaldo. But what do you guys think on Ronaldo leaving? If you were to give it a percentage,
let me get myself out of the way. I think the chances of him leaving are 20%.
Okay. What about you, Alan?
80% he's going to leave.
People in the chat, get involved also. Let us know your percentages. Hussam, what are you saying? percentage chance that he leaves?
I'm not boring, so I'm not gonna say 50-50. I'm gonna say 60-40. Ronaldo stays.
Okay, and then Mojo, Chelsea's a destination. Do you think he'll end up at Chelsea?
Astaghfirullah, I hope that never happens. I don't want this guy at my club, and I just also would like to do this thing here that and people just don't want to apply context in these situations for some reason. The agent of Cristiano Ronaldo is Jorge Mendes, and Mendes is actually a representative of the following players: Cristiano Ronaldo, Ruben Diaz, Bernardo Silva, Fabinho, Cancelo, Diego Jota, Darwin Núñez, Rafael Leao, and Edison, Gonzalo Guedes, Ruben Neves. I can carry on. Basically, the point I'm making is this guy represents a heck of a lot of players. The fact that we had a conversation with him does not instantaneously mean that this guy should be coming to our club. I don't think he should be coming to our club. I don't want him at my club. But I also honestly think Man United need to do what they need to do. In my opinion, if someone needs to go, Harry Maguire needs to go before Ronaldo. But let's be frankly honest, Harry Maguire is going nowhere. So since Ronaldo is going, and it will probably have an positive impact in terms of like there aren't as many strong personalities like him, and the impact he would have on the club in terms of immediate sort of results being needed. I'm sorry, but like it's a blessing for Man United and for Erik ten Hag. Erik ten Hag needs to build a strong team, and it's very obvious that he has an uphill battle ahead of him. In my opinion, you don't need players that are not there for the cause. Ronaldo cares more about himself, man.
From a footballing perspective, real quick, people have been, and this is what shocks me a little bit, because it's the same people that were telling me the whole season Ronaldo's the biggest problem at Man United and he's the reason why you guys are failing, are the same ones that are now telling me, how are you getting rid of a man that scored 18 goals for you?
Of course,
pick your poison. Is he the problem or is he the guy that we need? First of all, second of all,
that's just Arsenal.
Depends on the agenda they want to run in the 18.
And that's what it is. It just depends on the agenda. I hear it. The second thing is, if Ronaldo was to leave Manchester United, from a footballing perspective, I think it would be better for the team all around. Personally, I think it'll be better for the team all around. But what it will do for us, which Daps tried to point out, is the fact that because the striker market is so shit, it will put us in a tough position in terms of what do we do for the short term. And that is the problem. That's what I'm trying to see how they deal with. Because personally, I think if he does go, it will be one of those things where they get a loan in on the last day of the transfer window kind of thing, where they'll just get a striker in, whoever it may be.
Look, I think, brother, AK, you've had...
I have a big theory. You're gonna either go for Dybala or Neymar short, and just
look, bless them. If they do that, they won't. Ten Hag will not allow that.
I think Dybala's going Marseille, by the way, and Neymar is 100% not gonna play Europa League football. With all due respect to AK,
they need to listen to AK. Let's be frankly honest, right? Man United Football Club under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was scoring more. Yeah, they were playing counter transition football that was working in their favor, despite us hating him. I don't rate that manager. I'm not out here trying to tell you bring him back. What I will say, however, the way Erik ten Hag plays, he can play with different profiles. Timo Werner clearly is no longer needed at Chelsea Football Club. Come here, knock on our door, tell us, yo, 40 million, here you go, maybe with 10 million add-ons. Grab Timo Werner and do what you guys.
You're speaking to the right guy because he likes him as well.
All right, guys.
That's what I'm saying. Listen to AK. I'm not even saying this is my idea. This is AK's idea fully, bro.
If I was in charge of Man United,
let's try to move on to Frenkie de Jong because we spent a lot of time on Ronaldo. Frenkie de Jong now. This deal is pretty. It seemed like it was pretty much wrapped up, but now
AK's gonna get triggered again.
Oh, sorry. If we spent a long time on Ronaldo, how long have them man spent on Frenkie de Jong, bro? It's come on, man. This is just, let's wait for it to be done. We all know it's gonna be done.
It's been 84 years.
Guys, basically the Frenkie de Jong situation.
It has as well. You're not even joking.
The Frenkie de Jong situation. This is what I've heard today. I heard that Barcelona are gonna have to ask him to take a pay cut, and if he doesn't take a pay cut, then he's gonna go to Man United. If you're Frenkie de Jong, do you take a pay cut to stay at Barcelona, or do you get paid more to go to Man United?
It ain't just about the money, though. Don't make it about the money.
Oh, why not?
because he's not gonna play. He's not gonna start for Barcelona. They've made it clear to him.
Listen, I don't want to.
Okay, now he's gonna say media narratives. Go listen what Xavi said.
No.
And what people around Barcelona have said. Pedri, Gavi, Busquets is what they want to go with.
Okay.
What was that?
I'm not even addressing you, Hassan. Wallahi. I'm addressing the fact that this ultimatum that people are talking about either take a pay cut or leave. Listen, we've seen Laporte do this over and over and over and over again. I don't get why people are so surprised. He comes out and he says, I'm doing everything I can to keep a player. And then that sets it up for whenever that player leaves for him to take zero accountability for it. What they've done today.
That's what I'm saying. It's not about the money. It's not.
And this is what I'm saying. What I want you guys to take notice of is the journalists that are saying this stuff. These are coming out from people like Marca, people like that who are Barcelona's number one right-hand journalists. This is who they go to. And what they're doing is they're setting up the narrative that Frenkie de Jong doesn't love this club enough to take a pay cut. That's why we had to get rid of him. That's all it is. This deal will be done within a week. I think it's more progress than it's ever been. And if it does fall through, I'll say this now.
It better fucking be.
If Frenkie de Jong actually ends up taking a pay cut to stay at Barcelona, there is no way to hide around it. It is the biggest L in transfer window history. It's straight up. There is no way you can chase a player for 3 months, put everything else on hold. And remember, that's what they've done. They've put everything else on hold. They've let go of other targets. They've let other people move around for this one player that you're so sure of getting. If you do not end up getting him, I'm sorry, but I'm already looking at this so-called new regime of John Murtaugh and Eric Ten Hag. I'm looking at them a bit funny. Like, what can you lot really do if you can't get one of your former players to come join you? So we'll see how it plays out. I still think it's 70-80% done, and it will be finished.
Okay.
Let me just add this.
Yeah.
Let me just add this. I think if you're a football player, you need to be very careful about how you deal with a club like FC Barcelona. The fact of the matter is Barcelona is not really spoken about in the manner that they should be. The amount of players they have spent a high amount of money on, giving them high amount of wages, and they have actually ruined is ridiculous. And we cannot always say that it's always the players' fault. If I list for you guys right now the amount of players that recently, in recent history, how many players they've actually ruined, it is ridiculous. Right now, Frenkie de Jong, in my opinion, he has a choice. I understand. Right now, it may look like to him this is a downgrade based on the circumstances Man United Football Club are in. But when a club is showing all of this amount of interest and is willing to go as much as they are to try and get you here and actually secure you as a signing, and at the end of the day, it is still Manchester United Football Club. It's not just any new team that's trying to get him. He really needs to consider what his future is going to look like. Barcelona, we have now started to see there's a pattern at this club. The players get blamed. The players are asked to take pay cuts. The players are almost always blamed for the downfall of the club. It's very little blame that goes on the owners and the way that the club is being run. And this club, I don't know what sort of shithousery is happening behind the scenes. But if you're a player, and I'm not just talking about Raphinha, I'm not just talking about Dembele or Frenkie de Jong, any player that is linked with this club, until they get their shit together, be very careful about what kind of future you set yourself up to. Because this Barcelona that we're looking at today is not the Barcelona of the old that is competing and doing things consistently and playing the beautiful football that we know them to be. It's a Barcelona that clearly needs to restructure themselves. I don't know what the hell's going on, but if Frenkie de Jong is smart, in my opinion, this is an objective opinion, you really need to consider leaving this club. Do not try and stay at the club that is clearly.
So why is Bernardo
trying
to go there? This is the maddest thing. But then
I want
De Jong to stay because then Bernardo might.
What? Listen, the other thing as well.
The club of dreams.
If you look and it is. We can say whatever we want about them.
No.
It is a club of dreams for a lot of these players. But the thing is as well, if you look at the report that's talking that Marca put out there, there's a specific word that people seem to miss. They're not asking him to make a pay cut. No, they're asking him to make a drastic pay cut. So I was listening to a Barcelona space today where they were doing the maths of if he stays, how much would he have to drop his pay in order for Barca to be able to do their business as if he was sold kind of thing. He would have to drop down to around 90-something thousand pounds a week in order for Barcelona to function. In order for Barcelona to function. That's what they mean by drastic pay cut. They're telling him to, and it's not just a pay cut. Remember, the way his contract is very, very weird. After 4 years, he gets 40% extra on his wage. I don't know who structured these contracts, but it's absolutely mad. So if at the end of this year, if they don't get rid of him, his contract will go up by 40% of what he's already earning. So it's not just about taking a pay cut. It's about restructuring the whole deal. And that's a lot of work. That's a lot of headache. And I don't think any player is willing. You can love a club however much you want. No player is willing to be getting that much kind of money, especially a player of his level. no matter which club it is. So I just think this is
players have
Barca.
10 years.
I think this is Barca trying to. Personally, I think this is Barca trying to save face. They're trying to put it out there. We gave him the option, so when he leaves, and I promise you'll see when he leaves, he'll come out. Laporte will come out and say we gave him the option, and he decided to leave instead of taking a pay cut. That's all it is.
Okay. AK is spot on as well. That's exactly what's gonna happen. Guys, we're gonna move on. You know the point that
I just wanted to AK to tell me two things. What the hell's going on with Anthony and this new signing? If in like a couple words, and then we can move on from United.
Anthony is on hold at the moment, and I think it will be on hold until we see what happens with Ronaldo. And yeah, Malacia he's a prospect who they've brought in, and I think it's something that Ten Hag really, really likes. He's going to work with him. He's going to try and develop him into something. He's nothing special at the moment, nothing that for anyone to rant and rave about. But Ten Hag feels like he's a player for the future, so he will work with him. He will try and develop him into the left back that he wants, kind of thing. So we'll see how that works out for him. But he's nothing. It's not. I've already seen people, obviously Twitter people overreact. I've seen people tweeting out best left back in the league and ABCD. Let's not take all of that shit seriously, guys. He's a young left back who Ten Hag really likes from the Dutch league, and he wants to mold him into his.
No way. He's from the Dutch league, and Ten Hag likes him.
And he wants to mold him into kind of his perfect left back, if that makes sense.
Okay.
I mean, here's the thing, AK, nothing to rave about, so he will fit right into Manchester United, you know. The whole squad is nothing to rave about. But, like, here's the thing. I just want to say on what Mojo said. See, the thing that Mojo said, this is the problem. All of us right here, right now, Daps would have happily played for Manchester City when they were at their worst. Igal would have happily played for Arsenal when they were at their worst. I would have happily played for Liverpool when they were at their worst. And the same for everyone here. I hear completely what Mojo's saying, but I feel like because we're Premier League fans, like sometimes we just think that, okay, like Liverpool and City are the pinnacle now, which football-wise, probably they are. But when you look at like from the players' perspective, a lot of them just grew up as youngsters watching Barcelona and Real Madrid. And I say the same for people from my region in the Middle East. People have just grown up on Barcelona, Real Madrid their whole life. Like if there's like a young Jordanian player called Ahmed Mahmoud, the random name, right? Ahmed Mahmoud is a Jordanian prodigy, you know, 18 goals in 5 games, done some spectacular shit. If Barcelona call them and call him and they're in 8th place in their shit. Yeah, that bro, I'm giving an example.
I need
also, AK, I know you ain't talking about Jordanian football when you lost 16
No, not even that. I'm saying I need him if he scores 18 goals.
So did you just say 18 goals in 5? I thought it was 18 in 5.
Now, just guys, can I just finish the example? 1 second, brother. So if Barcelona call him,
you're not checking out your stats. That's poor.
If Barcelona call him and they're 8th, he would still go there over a Liverpool or a City because it's the dream club. Plus, the problem is as well with what Mojo's saying is, even though he's right, Frenkie de Jong isn't exactly going to a very good situation either. He's leaving a shit situation to another bad situation because Man United are rebuilding. So he don't even know the transfer decisions they're going to make. He don't even know if this Ten Hag shit's going to work. There's 100 million things. So like, I feel like, and this is the thing, and this is what I want to end on because I don't want to talk on United so much. When like there was a report today on I think it was Sport that reported that Chelsea apparently are like sniffing around De Jong. If somehow he does end up at Chelsea, for me personally, just for me, outside looking in, I hate both your clubs. I think it would make much more sense for Frenkie to go to Chelsea than would do United, and that's just my honest opinion.
Okay, so that's an interesting.
More like I'll take that.
Hussam, that is a very interesting point. So what I'm going to ask, I'm going to throw a question in the chat. Would you rather play for your dream club or get paid, make a move that will get you paid and set for life?
How stupid is that?
If you're a man of principle, you choose your dream club. If you're a man of principle,
you play for your dream club.
I'm taking the money. What is this nonsense?
That comment there.
So, AK, if Liverpool offer you 500 grand a week, you playing for us?
Oi, Mods, fix up, man.
LDBC. You money-grabbing bastard.
I am scoring at Old Trafford and I'm taking my shirt off and kissing the badge, bro.
Wallahi, and Allah is my witness. If Manchester United offer me 1 million per week, I'm not going. Wallahi, I will not wear that United shirt if they offer me 1 million.
Bullshit, bro. I couldn't care. Listen, Igal, before you move on to the next football club, there's one more player you forgot to talk about under the Man United section.
Who is it?
Man United is not signing Lisandro Martinez. You're trying to say that the Arsenal one. He doesn't belong in the Arsenal segment, bro. He belongs in this United segment.
That's how I felt about Jude Bellingham when they said Liverpool. I'm like, no,
that's a bit mad. He belongs in the United segment.
He was going to use it as a link, bro.
No, but that's his one is more crystal clear.
I was going to talk about the Martinez thing, but I was going to bring in Arsenal and mention everything that Arsenal is going on, and then bring it back to Martinez first, if you get me. So if you don't know what Arsenal is doing, obviously we've moved on from Raphinha. We're going to most likely be either still looking at the Martinez deal, but I don't know what's happening with that.
Turned down by Raphinha.
It looks like Manchester United most likely will be going.
Alan's on it again.
Jesus is done and dusted. That's going to be announced tomorrow.
Don't use that term on him again. Don't use that term on him again.
Okay.
Who?
Done and dusted.
Who's done and dusted?
No, like I know what you mean, but it just came out thinking, don't go already. That's my defense of Jesus. I'm like, don't talk about him like that, bruv. You've got to respect Jesus. None of this.
Okay. Just to let you guys know, so Arsenal are linked to a bunch of players. We've already talked about this on my on the channel. Aaron Hickey's going to Brentford. Arsenal have pulled out of that deal. We don't look like we're interested in him. Gamardo from Benfica looks like a target that we're looking at as a backup for Martinez. Some guy named Onana who plays for Lille, midfielder. I'm not sure about those either. Yeah, bringing it back to the Martinez thing, the Martinez deal, it looks like Arsenal might have pulled out of the deal, but at the same time, they do have a meeting with Ajax this coming week. Manchester United look like they're the leaders in this race right now for this deal. So, AK, you wanted to talk about the Martinez deal?
Do you guys know? You know when someone's just ringing a girl's line off consistently, just consistently calling them. You know when someone's just consistently calling a girl's line over and over again, and she's just airing it. Yeah. That's Arsenal what they did to Van der Sar, bro. They were just belling him off, and then he got tired. His phone was ringing at 4 a.m. apparently in the middle of the morning, and his wife was like, "Can you just fucking pick it up?" So he picked it up, and it was Edu on the other side, and he was like, "What you want, bro?" And he said, "All right, say no more. I'll come see you, man. I'll come see you tomorrow. Say no more." So they're linking up, and it's going to be a courtesy meeting just to show a bit of respect to Arsenal Football Club. They're going to ask for 43 million, I think it is. They're going to ask for 43 million. Arsenal's going to say, we've got 37, and he's going to tell them to fuck off. And then it will all be done. There's nothing more to it. It's a nothing story. But the fact that, and I love this for you guys, Igal, and maybe not you, but the fact that some Arsenal fans were legitimately excited at the fact that they got a meeting, it just shows me how your transfer window is going. So hopefully that meeting's on Monday, I believe.
Whoa, from a United fan, AK, come on, man.
Bro, you think I have any shame? Shame is there's none of it over here, bro.
I can't argue with that. That's cool.
But I think the meeting is on Monday, if I'm not mistaken. So they will go to that meeting on Monday. And I predict by Friday or Thursday he will be announced as a Manchester United player.
Do you know what was funny? Like this time last week, Arsenal fans had Raphinha in an Arsenal shirt. They had a mock-up of their team and Raphinha was in there and stuff like that. Everything was good. Jesus, Raphinha, the Brazilian connection. Everything was going great. And now what?
They dropped Saka, Alan. Remember, they dropped Saka out of the team.
I never dropped Saka.
No, it's like, oh no, we always have Saka in over Raphinha. Fucking get a life, guys. Seriously. It's quite
People, do you really want to see Tottenham fans like this? Come on, man.
No, yeah, well, it's always the best thing. But the thing is, the reason we haven't, shown off Jesus at the moment, I guarantee, like, he signed, and now all of a sudden he's going, hold on, you promised me Raphinha, you promised me this guy, you promised me Martinez, but now all I'm getting is, what, Vieira Marquinhos? Hell no, I don't want to do that. He's trying to get out of the Emirates right now. He's trying to get out of there and trying to take back the contract that he signed because he doesn't want any part of it. He's your big signing of the summer, and he already wants out of Arsenal. It's just, I'm loving it because, like I said last week, Arsenal were having the best thing. You're going to tear up the league, challenge for the league because of all the people you're signing, and now everyone's saying no. But Arsenal fans are going down the whole route of, oh no, we're pulling out the deals. No, you're going for them and they're telling you no.
But can we give some credit to Arsenal before you go, guys? Can we give some credit to Arsenal? No, Alan, because I feel like we're being very, very harsh. And Mojo will agree with me when I said this. Even though Mojo's not getting Raphinha, Arsenal made our life a lot easier though, because we didn't have to go and negotiate any transfer fees for Lisandro Martinez. We didn't have to negotiate any personal terms with him. We didn't, bro. When I heard about Lisandro Martinez, I didn't even have to go search up comps. I just went on Arsenal Twitter and I already found all the comps that I needed. So I appreciate Arsenal fans for doing all the work for us. I appreciate Edu for figuring out the prices, for figuring out the personal terms. I heard he even got Lisandro a house in England. So I appreciate all of that because it makes our life a lot easier as big clubs when you have another club doing all the legwork for you.
Alan, don't you laugh because you did the same on Diaz. Okay?
No. I have to be fair.
Hold on.
I just need to clarify something. Alan, you do realize the club have been setting up this whole big announcement for Gabriel Jesus, and it was held back.
I feel like the hype has died down around him, man. The club,
it was held back.
Hype sometimes isn't good
because a picture leaked and a video leaked, and I genuinely think the club were doing an internal investigation on who leaked the information.
No, Gail, come on. You know when you sign a player, they're going to have their picture of
the players already done.
An investigation.
Bro,
come on.
The players already done.
It was the worst kept secret, bro. Like, I can't lie.
No,
so for you to sit here,
the way AK broke down that Martinez thing should be clipped up.
Can we give Arsenal credit, though?
Alan, for you to sit here and say he's
world class is on it.
That's ridiculous.
5-star.
Second of all, the Martinez thing, I agree, bro. I said it from the beginning. Ten Hag factor. You can offer more money. If Manchester United and Arsenal both come in for a player right now, and you have the factor where Ten Hag and you can offer more money, and you already have the relationships in football, because I've been banging on about relationships all summer. This right there makes no sense for him to come to Arsenal over Manchester United unless we offer him something that you can't offer him. And at this moment, you can offer him everything.
I think, you know what? Sorry, I think
offer.
something key is, I think something that is quite important is whichever club, because both sets of fans I've heard say, oh, he's a left back, but can also play left central back. I actually think something that is really important is when he speaks to both managers, they need to make sure that they're not doing that to him. They need to tell him, this is where we're putting you. This is where, if they start doing this where you can play there, I think he's going to choose the other one, because I don't think he needs to ask Ten Hag.
I don't think he needs to ask Ten Hag, where do I play? He's the man who knows him better than any other player on the planet.
I heard someone on the stream with me the other day was telling me that they haven't got the best relationship.
Absolutely not. The only thing him and Ten Hag have ever argued over is the fact that he got played at CDM as a lone CDM, and then the next day in the interview, Ten Hag said he doesn't have the stamina to play as a lone six. So I'm shifting him back to centre back or left back.
So they had an argument over positioning, and
the next game he played him left back, and he was absolutely fine. So as I said, the one man that knows exactly what he's capable of is the Manchester United manager, and I think we can dance around it, but that plays the biggest factor.
Yeah. Can we give Arsenal credit though? Like the credit we need to give to Arsenal is, look, in January, a player in Vlahovic was not...
it's banter, innit? We already know it.
Vlahovic was not answering calls, and Arsenal were in the gutter, man. Right now, these players are answering calls. Gabriel Jesus is practically signed, and that's a big coup for Arsenal.
Yeah, it is.
Now, some of these players, yes, you will get competition, but at the very least, they're answering your calls, and they're at least hearing Arsenal out. Now, the next thing is for Arsenal to actually convince them of the project and go for players in a manner that is maybe a little bit more quiet than what they've currently been doing. Because for some god reason, Arsenal's transfer business has been out there like nobody's business. And they are shocked that there are clubs coming in, taking over these deals. I don't know why you're shocked. It's what happens. That's why with Chelsea, I wasn't shocked. As soon as the Raphinha news came out, I wanted to crash on Arsenal heads. But I immediately thought, when I saw that Barcelona link, I was like, Barcelona is going to make moves. If this guy don't sign before Barcelona talks to him again, we're finished. We're not signing this guy either. Guess what? Chelsea are not signing Raphinha by the looks of it. Ousmane Dembele, same story. I'm not shocked, bro. So Arsenal, they need to do themselves a favor. Maybe keep shit on the low, and until the player is signed, don't reveal shit. Because otherwise, these players will go out and say, Arsenal's offering me this, or this is how much you can get me for. And it's going to look bad on Arsenal every time a player rejects. Because right now, I feel bad for Jesus. Would he have signed had he known that all these other deals would fall through? Maybe these were part of the conversations. Who knows?
No, I think he would.
What project are you going to sell him on? What project are they going to sell any new players on? What, running round cones? No, it's not going to work.
No. Bro, listen. Sorry, can I just say?
Well, no, Dad, I have to say this. The credibility of the show is just stuttering today.
Well, I was gonna
It's ridiculous. at least when we're gonna talk transfers, you've seen the guy wearing the kit in the stadium already, and you're making points like,
Gal, I'm triggering you. Calm down.
Gal, you just stopped your backup from coming in, bro. I was ready to land and back you up.
Go ahead.
For me, I actually do think Arsenal have moved as well as they can in this transfer window, because I said before the season ended, when the season ended, in fact, because I thought you'd get top 4. When you didn't, I thought you fucked it, because you needed to get that to get the jump on Tottenham and Conte and United and Ten Hag, Champions League football. Otherwise, the quality of players you're going to be going for are going to be lesser, right? And what I commend Arsenal for doing is they've used their position and they've used certain things to their advantage. They've targeted players that need first team football. And they've moved very quickly, almost, right? So Raphinha, for me, I've said this from the beginning. Raphinha wanted Liverpool. Let's be clear. And someone tried to challenge me on that yesterday. Raphinha for about 2 years has wanted Liverpool, right? But now knows he ain't getting it. So he's been sitting there waiting for a contract and had nothing put in front of him. So what did Arsenal do? They moved quickly and put a contract in front of him. Unfortunately, other clubs found out, but that's credit to Arsenal that they're trying to use these ways of getting things over the line. It worked with Jesus, and also the Arteta thing worked. It worked with Vieira. Martinez, unfortunately, it's like the jump that you were using, others are caught up now, and they're now going in there and kind of taking over. I still think Jesus would go. And I still think out the 3 Brazilians, Richarlison, Jesus and Raphinha, in my opinion, you've got the best. Also, I'll be honest, I think Chelsea have dodged one with Raphinha. Me as a fan, and I think my manager is the same, I do not want a player that is flirting with about 8 clubs, right? Make your fucking mind up, because each club is different. What are you going for? Because right now, I haven't got a clue what Raphinha is going for. He wants out of Leeds, the end, right? And that's it. You want a player that's bought into, and I think Jesus is bought into it. I don't think Arsenal should be nuts. I think they're doing the best they can with where they are. But that Martinez one, that could sting you, because you need to get that over the line.
I wanna just ask Hussam, because he hasn't spoken on the Arsenal thing. Unless you want to move on, and we can just move on to the next topic.
If you want to ask me a question, go for it.
Okay, so basically we can just shift it on to the Man City thing, because like a lot of players are coming from within the Premier League. Gabriel Jesus, Raphinha, you got Richarlison going to Tottenham, you got Sterling going to Chelsea. There's a lot of movement within the Premier League. Is this abnormal or is this normal? Because I haven't seen this happen in a while. Like, when was the last time we've seen so much players moving within the Premier League to top clubs?
That's true. Actually, I don't think we've ever seen it, to be honest, to this extent. Because if Sterling goes to Chelsea, Jesus goes to Arsenal, etc., you're talking about like top 6 clubs, big 6 clubs trading within each other, which is something we don't really like see often. And when we do see it, it's usually like overly priced. Hence, Torres to Chelsea for 50 million, which at the time is probably worth like 100 million now. So like, I feel like it's very rare for that to happen. Raphinha, I think, is probably making the best decision if he decides to go to Barcelona, because I think that will take his career to the next level. With all due respect to Chelsea and Arsenal, I don't think they're going to take Raphinha to the promised land, in my opinion. I think like at Barcelona, if they do fix up now with the decisions they're making, Raphinha could be like one of those like next level players. And remember as well, he's with all due respect, if he's getting selected for the Brazilian national team at Leeds, then he's definitely going to get selected at Barca. So he has nothing to worry about.
What do you think about Man City
as well? That's another one.
What do you think about Man City's window? Let's just talk about Man City quick, because they're selling a lot.
Man City are the best run club in the world. I've always said that, and I stick by it. The way they do their business, is simple, to the point. No haggles. There's no drama. There's no 3-week stories about a player. It's simple. Man City want a player, they negotiate, they get the best price, and they get it done. And it's as simple as that. So Man City are run very well. And the one thing I would say about City, though, it's like every summer they just have like random youngsters who spawn out of nowhere, and they just start selling them just to like do that.
They ain't spawned.
It's literally just spawns out of nowhere from the academy, like people you've never heard of. Player XYZ has went to Southampton for 30 million. Who the fuck is this guy?
Bro, but here's the thing. You should say that, right? You should say that as a Liverpool fan, because whereas what you lot do is you bring them into your team and then say they're generational talent. What we're doing is,
bro.
Well, hold on. Let me.
I literally just bigged up your club. That's
No. Let me finish. No, it's fine. But I mean, Sam, what I was going to say is these are players that have been playing in the Premier League B, which is the under-23s, and winning and dominating to a point where people are saying they can't play in that league no more because they're too good. Yeah, Lavia has been spoke about for a long time. He's a Belgian player. Look, this summer, City are changing. And it's good because our academy is now starting to become more like Chelsea's, where we're starting to get money for players. I think what's happening is we're looking at the youngers and we're going, right, McAtee, Cole Palmer, yeah, you might break into the first team. So we're going to keep you. The other ones, we're no longer going to loan you out. What we're going to do is we're going to sell you to Premier League or to very good quality teams with a buyback clause and a sell-on clause, which is clever because we're starting to make, and we're becoming a self-sufficient football club. That's what we've got to do, right? Because everyone tells us we can't have oil money forever. We have to start becoming self-sufficient, and that's what we're doing. It's interesting. We are changing. This summer we're changing. Ake would have been a spanner in the works. I don't think that was something we planned. When I heard 40 million, I thought that don't make sense because why would we want to have to go and battle it out with everyone else for a centre back? For 40 million. That's why City said, you know what, give us 55, 60 and we'll pay attention because ultimately then we're making money on it. The same with Sterling and Jesus. We don't want to sell them, but because they've got a year left on their contract, the same as Liverpool with Mane. If you offer us decent money, they can go because they're not part of the long-term plans. And the players we're bringing in, it's another 10 years of domination. That's what's going on.
The truth is, though, Daps is right. If you keep up with youth football, for example, Lavia, he's been spoken about for a couple of years now. Remember, these that have won back-to-backs now or back-to-backs?
Pretty much every age group as well.
And so these players, they're good. 40 million
They're
is
buying
mad.
youngsters as well. Crazy.
40 million is insane in my opinion.
Is that what for Lavia?
Lavia, 40 million. But
No, guys, that's the buyback close. That's the buyback close.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's around 10
15.
But then again, if you know about Lavia,
that's awesome clickbait, guys.
That's Liverpool vibes right there.
But if you know about Lavia, he was.
I just gave you a whole segment of bigging up your club. Let's not do this.
I mean, no,
he was one of City's. He was one of the City.
Oh, you're right.
He was one of City Premier League 2's best young players last season. Yeah. He's a very, very good DM. So I get why Southampton would want him. And the most important thing is what people need to understand is the way City are doing this business, they're putting buyback clauses and first dib options on every single one of these players that they're selling. So if down the line, if Lavia now goes on to bang at Southampton and become a established Premier League defensive midfielder, they have their hands in that and they can get him back at any point, which is smart business, man. I rate it, man. I can't hate on it.
You know what?
And it pisses me off. The fact that it's so good is pissing me off.
I'm just gonna say
we get it. You watch the young Premier League.
Why do you have to make everything?
Bro, I'm bigging you up, bro. Why is everyone on that vibe? I literally said we get it. You watch the Premier League. Big up to you, bro. That's all I said.
One second.
All I have is the youth. I don't have anything else.
1 second. You know there's always guys there. But
even that you don't have anymore.
What's going on with Pep getting rid of all
FA Youth Cup winners?
Oh, hold on, Igal. Someone spoke over you there. So what I'm going to say to you, is before you say what I think you might say, think if we really want to have that conversation.
Okay.
And if you
go for it, Igal. Don't let that stop you.
No. Say it. But for me, bro, you have to have a lot of evidence before you say those.
No. I'm just going to ask.
Then we will. But
Raheem Sterling's leaving. Gabriel Jesus is leaving.
Yeah.
Fernandinho is left, right? You have this young academy player who's leaving. You also have Zach Steffen, who's your backup goalkeeper, leaving. A lot of brothers are leaving Man City.
And we have
Harwood. Jokes about it.
No. We're not going down that road.
Now I know that. Okay, no. Hell no.
Can't stop.
Oh, hell no.
Igal, come on, man.
I can't
comment on that. I can't comment on that. For me, I looked at it and I said, because Soups asked me, you know what, we'll speak on it. Soups asked me last night. And I said, bro, I need to see evidence. I need to see, firstly, come with me with a list of every single player City has, right? Come with me with a list of every single player we've allowed go this season and come to me with a list of every single player we're keeping. Then I can weigh it up and look at it. But someone just picking out a couple of people, I need to see it. And as for asking me, bro, how can I possibly comment on that? I mean, I hope to God it's not true, and I don't believe it is true. But if Twitter have agendas against my club, that's fine.
Let me say this now very, very clear in a clear and coherent way. There is absolutely no basis for any of that bullshit. It is an absolute agenda made by Twitter because they hate Pep Guardiola so much that they want something to have over him. There is no basis for it. There's no facts behind it. It's disgusting. And I'll be real with you. The fact that we're even talking about it is annoying. So let's just move on.
Igal, it's okay for Twitter jokes, but we're not going to bring it like to YouTube. That's the thing.
It's not a combo we should ever be having.
I appreciate AK as a Man United fan that you can say that.
We'll move on.
How about me? I just said it as well, Dav.
No, sorry, and Hussein and anyone else, and Igal. I get that is your view. You're just asking. I get it. But it's a hard one for me because what do I say in it?
Okay, guys. Okay, let's move past that. It was okay. Let's move past that. Is there anything else going on at City?
I actually have a question for you, Igal. Why do you always keep Tottenham till the end, even though they're one of the most interesting clubs?
I wonder why.
You know, I'm gonna tell you. No. I'm gonna tell you why you do that. You know why? Because you don't want us to big up Tottenham. You don't. You literally don't.
Next show we start with Tottenham.
But at the same time,
do you guys notice every time we speak about Tottenham last when we all have dead energy?
Hashtag give Alan more screen time.
You want to know the honest truth? I said
yes, honest truth.
I segued it to Man City because Man City was relevant. Chelsea's actually going to be last on today's show.
So now he changed it. Bet money he would have spoke about Chelsea first if I didn't say that. Bet money.
Yeah. Listen, tomorrow with City, announcement tomorrow, Calvin Phillips. I presume as well with Arsenal, it'll be an announcement tomorrow on Jesus, I would imagine. Because
the best squad in the Premier League. Big up.
So Calvin,
I agree with you now. And then
wow, now he agrees.
No, bro, I said to you, bro, there's been changes. I said to you, have the conversation 6 months ago. I would have. You didn't.
If you want, we can look at last season's squad as well, and I do it. I do it with last year's one as well.
Okay.
You'd literally get the whole midfield. You'd get the whole midfield. You'd get the goalkeeper. You'd get the probably one of the you'd get the right back cover. You'd get one of the centre backs, and you probably get two wingers in there.
We definitely get a league as well.
So I was saying Mara's over Minamino, obviously. Sterling over.
We're not doing it now. Jesus Christ. AK, what were you going to say, man?
I was going to ask you.
We'll line it up, like I keep saying.
Crazy conversation.
I said we'll line it up, but not now. I've been asking for 6 months to line it up. We'll do it. AK.
So, yeah, I was going to ask you that. Serious question. What is the weakness in this City squad? There is none.
No, I know. There's one weakness. No. Hold on. No, of course, it's great. I think I've been saying to a few people, this is the most confident and happy I've been in a summer transfer window. I'm usually throwing my toys out the pram. You lot all know, I'm saying things with chest a lot more than I was last season. The one thing I would say that is probably our weakness at the moment is the fact that potentially we might start playing a new system. That's our weakness. And you know what? It's not that much
in terms
weakness,
of personnel,
right now.
In terms of personnel.
Well, again, I've spoken earlier. The biggest weakness I see, and this is the beauty of my club, is we're kind of working, I feel, a year in advance. Everything that's going on right now, believe me, this is for next year and the year after. The one for me would probably be the risk that next summer Gundogan and Bernardo Silva go at the same time. That would be the biggest risk for me, losing two key players.
But for this season, your squad is very complete because
it's bro. Our squad. If we get Cucurella, our squad is fucking.
Where I'm getting to with this is this the most complete Premier League squad we've ever seen?
Yeah,
ever.
I feel like for me, right? This is why we need to convince Bernardo Silva to stay because I feel the squad we're building right now, and admittedly there's one or two players that are coming in, and do we expect them to hit the ground running? Is it fair to expect them to hit the ground running? But maybe on their price tag it is. I would say we need to do everything to keep Bernardo Silva, because with the squad that we have, and you know what, we've done a domestic treble, we've done a lot of great stuff. For me, it feels like this could be a year that we do even more if we keep Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva goes, it's a very big loss. It's a very, very big loss because he's an engine.
Got the question he wants to ask, but I don't think he will. He's going to ask it.
Oh, has he got one? No, is he segueing? Well, then you ask it. If it's a controversial question, I'm more.
Is there excuses for the Champions League now?
No. Well, that's not where I was going.
No, because there's no. Bro, Hassam, for a brother that always goes heritage, yeah. The end, right? You say it, so I mean, I'm not using it. You say heritage.
Never said
so
that,
if you,
okay.
bro, you use the word heritage non-stop about your club. So if you believe in heritage, there it is, bro. I believe in it. I've experienced it. I've spoke on it. Yeah,
I have.
It's not an excuse. It's a reason.
And you know what? I want to ask that before you go. I just want to ask that question to the chat as well. I really want to ask that question to the chat as well because Talk Trends just said, if there is a more complete squad, which one would it be? If you guys think there is, or whether this one is, because I'm really interested. Because I was having this conversation in a group chat, and a lot of people still don't believe this squad is the most complete, and it's confusing because I can't remember a squad that has backups and players in every single position of this quality.
Backups to backups as well.
It's incredible.
And different styles of play now as well. 100%. That's what's coming in at the moment. We've come in.
This is 1 through 22, literally 1 through 22.
I do hear it. I agree with you. The one thing with the Champions League is I've always said is I don't think it's about the quality of the players. I think it's about the belief. I'll say it on behalf of City's fan base, right? Your fan base has to believe, right? Yeah. So, Sam, come on, you're better than this, bro. You're better than this, brother. But
I'm actually not. That's the funny part.
Well, that's fine then. You do what you're doing. The fan base has to believe, for the players to believe, for everyone to believe. I've actually been speaking on Tottenham recently and saying Tottenham, it's great that they're in the Champions League, right? And they can definitely rub it in Arsenal's face and whatever, but they shouldn't ever get ahead of themselves and think that they're going to win it. For me, the best thing that Tottenham could do would be exit the Champions League early so that they can concentrate on the league, because you've got a manager coming. Look, we've got a manager that's won it before and he's still not getting it onto the players, yeah? You've got a manager that hasn't, and you think him coming in is going to all of a sudden you're going to win the Champions League. It's never going to happen. Never going to happen. So I think you lot should concentrate on cementing the league. But yeah.
Your squad is ridiculous, bro. But last question, someone from the chat was asking about Gnabry as a possible Raheem Sterling replacement.
Well, and the money I'm talking sounds good, 30 million.
Yeah, 35, 40 million.
All day long, I'd take that, bro. And I'm not that bothered about replacing Raheem, but 30 million, I'd take Gnabry all day long.
And that's the crazy thing is, that's you don't actually have to do anywhere because Arsenal have done it all for you again. All the comps are on Twitter. All the terms have been negotiated. You don't really have to do anything. Congratulations.
That's all you have to search on YouTube is welcome to Arsenal Gnabry. And you'll see all the goals that it says.
All the comps. You'll see everything is done.
I don't know. You know what? And I don't know nothing about Gnabry. I'm not gonna lie. I know nothing about it. But it's spoken of quite highly. So
okay, you guys are chatting shit.
It ain't even a joke. I genuinely just go to YouTube. Welcome to Arsenal Gnabry. 10 videos compilation.
Has he got no time left on his contract or something? Why is so low for a player that's...
I think his contract lasts 2 years more. I think
1 year.
2 years more and 30 million.
I think 1 year, and he's rejected the new contract. That's what it is.
Yeah, so he's rejected the extra year.
Sounds low.
I think don't they have like don't they want to extend him 1 more year?
They tried to. He's rejected it.
He's rejected
Daps, welcome to Gnabry. Welcome to Arsenal Gnabry on Twitter, and you will see all the comps that you need to see. I just searched out.
Let's actually start.
Yo, by the way, guys, now let's talk about Tottenham. Alan, what are you saying? Talk to me.
Oh, now there's pressure on his club. Let's talk about Tottenham. Wow.
And another week, another signings. Just what's happening at Spurs, isn't it?
Just literally, top four things, eh? I hear it.
It's just too easy. It's too easy.
Challenging in that.
Oh, you signed Gnabry? Oh no, you haven't. Anyway.
No, welcome to Arsenal, such Gnabry. Go watch compilations.
It's always fun to see Arsenal fans with their compilations. It's brilliant. No, I'll be honest with the Richardson thing. I think it's a decent backup to what we need. Like so he can cover multiple.
Full screen Alan, please, to give him some airtime.
No, I don't need airtime. I don't need.
Egal, you're so disrespectful.
We want Alan.
Anyway,
we want Alan. We want Alan. We want Alan. Full screen Jan Vertonghen.
No, do not full screen. No, this is not.
Alan, it's good for practice for when you have your own full channel.
I don't need practice. I'm good. So the Richarlison signing's a good signing, decent backup for like striker, wings, and everything. He plays all across the front. I didn't like the amount we spent on him. because for me, 60 million for a backup isn't all that good, but it is what it is. For me, we've also got what's his name? The Barcelona defender, gone out my head now. Lenglet. You got him potentially on the horizon. He's not our first choice. So basically, what Paratici has done basically gone with Conte. They've come up with a list of numerous players. So Lenglet isn't going to be our number one defender. You're going to have other people in there, but basically, hopefully it's going to be him and another defender. Spence is still there. They're looking at a backup right backs in case that doesn't happen. So you've got numerous different people in different positions going on all at the same time, and we'll sign probably another 3 before the end of the transfer window. That's Lenglet, Spence, and probably another centre back, the left side centre back. They've got their plan. They know what they're doing. They're getting the business done early. No transfer windows ever happen like this with Spurs when we get our business done early. So it's not panic buyers. It's people who we've sort of decided to look at. Conte signed off on them. No faffing around. They've got loads of different options on who they want. They're getting the deals done that they want to get done. Conte signing off on it. So it is what it is. Things are looking good for Spurs, and we'll just see how that goes into the start of the season. You know,
except for
smug. I hate it, man.
You know what? I'll be honest.
Looking at.
I think the only thing that Tottenham really, the thing that I think Tottenham really need for me to play any sort of, and people say no, but you don't need to think that they're getting better now. Don't think they're going to challenge you, but they're going to take points off more people. And the good thing, I can go, they do it anyway with us, bro. It's fine. If this means they take points off of other teams around us, no problem, because they do it with us anyway. So I don't need to worry about that. For me to actually worry about Tottenham offering more, I feel like the one thing that you are missing, and I know you're bringing one in, but I don't think he's going to be the guy, is a centre-back. Now, if you would have got the Italian, sorry, I've the name's in my head. But if you would have got, now that, I would have gone, okay, yeah. An elite centre-back. Liverpool, things changed when they went and spent massive on a centre-back. Like, that is the key for me. If you get or you know what, even if Lenglet lands and actually bangs, that could be the difference. But I think the key is you have to get that one elite centre back. Then I might start paying attention. Otherwise, listen, you will take points off of us probably, but you know.
Oh, that's just a gimme.
Alan, what about this comment? You want Spence from my guy Dor. He's a Nottingham Forest fan.
Yes, Mr. Dor on tour.
Yeah,
good guy.
I'd take Spence. Like I said, good youngster, good going forward. He's got ability. For me, his final ball needs to be worked on, and some of his defending needs to be worked on a little bit. But Conte, you're going into a world-class manager of Conte who can easily get the best out of you. Look what not to the highest levels, but he elevated Doherty and he elevated Emerson Royale to a certain point and all that, and they were absolute trash.
And
so
Dyer,
he can do that.
And Dyer.
So if he can do that and get Spurs to fourth with some of the bad players we had, he can easily, a player of ability like Spence, youngster, he can easily get him to improve. I think you're going to see a landmark centre back signing after. I think Lenglet is going to be the one that comes in on the loan as a make weight for maybe next season. I think you're still going to see one centre back because we're still after Bremer, Bremer or Ndika. I still think we're going for one of them. We're going to land one of them, and then that will be it, done and dusted, completed before we go away on, away for pre-season, and then Conte can get to work, getting the team together. So if it's all done early, it looks like a promising season for Spurs. If we get everyone we're meant to, I'm not going to be like other fan bases who then make excuses and all that. If we get all the business done early and it's everyone that Conte wants and all that, for me, minimum third and a trophy is what is needed. Because for once, we cannot blame this board or anyone like that. Everyone's in early. Conte's been given what he wants, what he signed off on. So for me, there's no more excuses off the pitch. It's all on the pitch.
Alan, would you agree about the Champions League though, with what I said?
For me, the Champions League, we'll see how it goes. I don't think we have to get out of it early to see how it goes because Conte hasn't got the best record in it. But then we could get a good good group. We could get a bad group, and it might be that we're out of it in the group stage. It might be that we, get to the knockout stages.
I would love it, absolutely love it to see you in the Europa League.
I would absolutely love it to see you in a Conference League. We both get our wishes. It's fine.
Gal, why would you want them in the Europa League? That's just one less opportunity of you winning it, bro.
I've seen you in the
exactly.
No, that guarantees another team that's shit. So I'm good.
No, but they beat you 4-2 on aggregate this season in the Premier League.
Conte doesn't do shit in cup competitions. Anyways, if you want to talk about something, I want to talk about Richarlison. 60 million for Richarlison. Hussam, what do you think?
Oh, it's funny he came to me because he's an Everton player.
No, it's not. That is brilliant, Igal. That is
elite mentality right there. I think, look, it's a good signing. It's too much money, though. I'm gonna just say that right off the bat. It's too much money, but it's a good signing. This is, this refers to what me and AK and everyone here has said throughout this show. The striker market absolutely stinks. Like this summer, it was literally Haaland, Lewandowski, and then a bunch of risks after that. It's just as simple as that. So everyone's a risk. Jesus is a risk. Richarlison is a risk. Nunes is a risk. There is no proven striker but Nunes and Haaland. So I think, it was always going to be this way. I think they paid a lot, though. I'm going to just be honest. I think it's a bit too much money. However, when you look at the schedule that Tottenham have coming up, I think someone like Richardson, who's versatile, can play on the left, down the middle, is going to help them massively. So if you have a game against the bottom 8 side, you need to rest Harry Kane because you've got a big Champions League game coming up against like Real Madrid or PSG. You can play Richarlison down the middle, rest Harry Kane. You can rest Son for a game if you wanted to. So there's always options, and it offers them versatility in depth, and that's something they didn't really have because still remember 4 or 5 years ago when Kane was rested, they played a man by the name of Vincent Janssen. So, this is probably like a massive upgrade on what they used to do. But I still hate him, and now there's actually a reason to hate Spurs. So, yeah.
There you go. Mojo, you're next. I'm hearing Chelsea's gonna finish behind Spurs next year, guaranteed. That's what a lot of people are saying. Do you believe that's the situation going into this season?
At them, say their name. There's no need to do indirects. They're literally here.
I did based on the here and now.
So no.
I think things will change. I think things will change.
What about you? You think Tottenham's finishing above Chelsea?
Go ahead.
AK checks for Chelsea all the time, though. So
no. Chill out. I'll have to wait to see what business Chelsea do. At the moment, as it stands, I think Tottenham at the moment, as it stands, have done way better business, and at the moment they look like the stronger team. But if Chelsea go out there and get what they need, then I think people are overstating how big this Chelsea project is.
Boom. I think this is a perfect opportunity to segue over to Chelsea. But before we do that, Mojo, I'm just going to say
I thought we already segued.
I know. I just needed to bring it back because there's one thing that I.
So we picked you up for a segue on Richarlison. You fuck up the next segue.
I'm so sorry, guys, because I wanted to say one thing.
You don't need to apologize.
Don't say sorry. Don't say sorry.
This time you're a dickhead. What's wrong with you?
Sam needs to apologize now.
Listen.
I ain't apologizing for shit.
I think the most scariest thing about Tottenham is their revenue stream from their new stadium. This right here, seeing these images, and the fact that they could have performances like this on a regular basis, making money from the American NFL teams coming over and concerts and everything else. That revenue stream alone could buy them more signings, be more money going into a transfer kitty, more wages, and that right there is a more scarier thing than any signing they make this window. The fact that stadium is now up and running and they're making the revenue streams from that.
Sorry, can I just comment on this? Because I do agree with you, and it's a very, very valid point, right? And we all heard that. We heard that once, before COVID. Unfortunately, COVID came at a bad time and changed Tottenham's, because it was like, fucking hell, they're about to do all this stuff. And then that happened. But the same said, City have had Liam or Noel Gallagher, Ed Sheeran. City are actually now building a music arena next to their stadium for events. Yeah. So they can do the bigger ones at the stadium and the smaller ones here. So I agree with you on this Tottenham thing, but people, when you start questioning City's income from other streams, we're also doing it. So,
So basically, you got main character syndrome. That's it.
I mean, if you want to see coming from you, brother, that is mad. But yeah, if you want to see it, you'll never main character, but it's relevant. It's relevant.
It's not just City and Tottenham. You look at Real Madrid; they're doing the exact same thing. If you see the stadium, it splits into 2 and it makes 2 arenas now. They made it into a tennis court where they're going to start hosting tennis competitions. They've turned it into an arena for festivals and whatnot.
Barcelona are doing weddings.
Barcelona are hosting weddings at the stadium.
No, I'm just saying it.
Hey, get married at the new camp.
No, 100%. It's the newest.
Get married at the Camp Nou.
Yeah. Liverpool had Elton John apparently, so there you go. Some credit on Liverpool as well that they're doing it as well. But it's just everyone needs to realise that clubs do make money elsewhere and not just go City are just pumping it money. Yeah, well, you probably could. You literally can't do it.
Getting married at the Camp Nou.
My point was that seeing stuff like that and another revenue stream for Tottenham from there, that could be more scary than any signing.
It's not just that. I mean, that was Guns N' Roses, I'm pretty sure, like a Guns N' Roses concert. Wow. Yep. So it's not just that. We obviously have the NFL, but we have other things like that, like the AJ boxing as well that was there. You've got you've got all that type of stuff.
He lost.
Also host no, he did. But we also host stuff like, EA Sports games and tournaments and stuff like that, like for all the people that come online and stuff like that. So anything, Daniel Levy gets his grubby little mitts on, anything to turn a profit.
And he's an incredible business.
WWF.
I have no idea who Guns N' Roses is. But
Guns N' Roses were fucking massive, brother. Huge. Like,
all right,
business-wise, he's done great. He just hasn't materialised on the pitch. Hopefully now we've got everything set in the background. We can now get it to materialise on the pitch. That's what we're missing. So hopefully that's a step forward.
And one more thing, while we're talking about Senegal, just 2 seconds, because I had a bit of Barcelona slander and I wasn't involved, so I'm upset. So just to let you guys know, if you do host your wedding at Barcelona, there is actually an extra package. You can go check their website. 100%, you can check their website. If you pay an extra $3.99, and your ring bearer can be either Pedri, Gavi, or what's the other name?
I don't believe you.
Is this real? No, this is not real.
Ferran Torres or the snake Eric Garcia will slither down the aisle.
They'll be your ring bearers. So if any of you lot are getting married, look at Camp Nou. It's an affordable option as well.
Trying to sort out a divorce first, brother, but yeah.
Okay. Just to let you guys know, the poll has finished for if you'd rather play for your
let me guess.
Get paid, and 51% said get paid.
100% smart. 51%.
You money grabbing bastards with zero integrity.
But it was
the fact that it was way closer than I expected it to be.
Yeah. Go ahead, Mojo. What are you saying?
And I've got a few things to get off my chest, guys. I thought let me let the guys talk, man. Hay fever's killing me right now, but you know what? I'm gonna say it as it is right now.
You can't go outside.
Bro, I'm struggling. I've been outside all day, man.
Go to your doctors and ask for fexofenadine hydrochloride.
And
can't go to the park and breathe in. That's crazy.
Oh, for goodness sake, mate. Let me. All right, man. I know, man. Plants are kicking my ass. It is what it is, man. And anyways, like I was saying, when it comes to this situation, Chelsea are currently monitoring everything that you lot said, and we need to obviously rebuild Stamford Bridge. We need to make sure Ed Sheeran gets to perform there. We need to make sure everybody gets a chance at coming to Stamford Bridge, and that will happen 5 years from now. Hopefully, we'll see. And owners that are apparently committed to building us a new stadium. With that being said, every week, like I said to you guys, I'm going to do something about Frank Lampard and Everton Football Club. Frank Lampard, for the love of God, Harry Winks cannot come to your club. For the love of God, I know you've just made 60 million from Spurs. Do not go back to that club and sign Harry Winks. Frank, I can't do this. I cannot protect you next season. If you sign Harry Winks, I will have to crash it on you, Frank Lampard. For the love of God, please do not sign Harry Winks. Everton Football Club and your fans, please, for the love of God, if you have any standards, don't allow this man to do this to you lot. There's no way you should sign Harry Winks. He is not good enough to even kick football at the
phenomenal midfielder.
Level. That's how bad he is. Anyways, with that being said, let's go back to Chelsea. Monitoring FC. We are currently monitoring all of our targets. Raphinha looked like it was going to be the closest deal that was going to get done, and then Barcelona is doing some madness. It is what it is. And other than that, everybody's back into preseason, and apparently Ross Barkley is back on the grind right now, and I have things to get excited about. And life has not been more depressing for me right now. I need this transfer window. I swear to God, if Chelsea don't do something the next month, may Allah help me, because by August, I'm predicting Chelsea to not be in that top 4 as well. But right now, as things currently stand, I think people are just blowing things out of proportion. I'm not really that worried. And I have to be honest, the fact that our business is still not done in any way, shape, or form, and it's still like, we've agreed a fee, and, the personal terms are very close and all of that stuff, it's boring. I'm bored. please, Chelsea, just sign somebody so I can have somebody to celebrate, and I can be like, yo, we're winning the title next season for no reason, just because vibes. Why not?
Do you feel like your club doesn't have
Harry
a
Mojo's
Winks
not on bad right
Harry
now. He
Winks is
danced for
available.
Sterling. He
One
danced.
second. Do you feel like your club has a direct transfer strategy this window, or it's kind of all over the place?
Yeah, we do have a direct transfer strategy, and that is basically get Thomas Tuchel what he wants. It's very simple, bro. It's not really that difficult. Todd Bowley's there. He's like, yo, I don't know what I'm doing. I've just gotten the club. I've restructured the behind the scenes. I have a lot of stuff to get done. He's not really thinking, yo, I'm gonna go scout players and then sign players for you. He's hoping that with the knowledge and the profiles that Thomas Tuchel has in mind, and whoever Thomas Tuchel is apparently a big fan of, we're in for. So hopefully by the end of this month, I should be able to say to you, hey, we've signed 6 new players. At least that's what I'm expecting. So we shall see where we go from this.
Really? Delay?
You don't like him, but I've got nothing against him. I think Juve
I
was
like him. That's a good signing, you know.
On my life, the
City
Ligt
fans
not
saying
only
he'd be
walks into your team, he will be captain of your team if he walks into it today.
Facts.
Let's stop this
That's
Ligt. Let's stop this Ligt bullshit, man.
He gonna tell you Gabriel Magalesh is better than him.
No, I like it, bro.
Listen,
I underestimate him. He's not
everything
good.
has to be about Arsenal, guys. I literally just.
But why are you mocking the Ligt though when he would start?
No,
for you?
I'm not even mocking it. I'm just saying, don't you have reservations over any of these?
That would be like me mocking De Bruyne when he would be like our best midfielder. There's no
What are you saying about De Bruyne, bro?
What the hell? What the
He'd
hell?
be our best midfielder.
I'm joking.
First of all,
Hey, how is Igal triggered by everybody tonight? What's going on?
No, but what? You can't mock the Ligt. He'd be your best defender
I will
since.
mock him 15 times. I don't give a shit. Who's this guy from Japan?
He'd be your best defender since Tony Adams, bro.
Igal, don't do that.
Ligt is done out here, bro. If he comes to Chelsea, I genuinely believe would be another player who's just gonna probably pay a lot of money. In a couple of years' time, you're gonna see him flop. Personally, but hey,
AK's had enough of your shit.
That's my opinion.
Guys in the chat, do me a favor, everyone, please. Everybody, do me a favor.
Ben White, right?
Igal,
Stop it. You
Thankfully, guys,
YouTube
has a clip. YouTube has a clip option.
Igal, we can't do this,
I want
bro.
all
You're
of you
also
guys
the
to
same
clip
guy.
that. Every one of you guys, I
but
want you lot to clip that, and please send me that clip.
Igal is also the same guy that said that if Arsenal signed Van Dijk, it doesn't improve their defensive issues. Come on, bro. I'm not taking this serious. We're not doing this.
And
bro.
he's also. But then
you're
he whacked
literally
lyrical.
honest.
He whacked lyrical.
No.
Ben White.
I have to mute every
seriously
right now. If you guys keep talking over me, I'm gonna get pissed off. First things first, right? When I'm talking about the Ligt, I literally said, do you have any reservation? Second of all, when it comes to Van Dijk,
then you proceeded to say he's shit.
1 second, bro. Stop. When it comes to the second point, obviously I got triggered and I just started saying he's shit, but he's not really shit. Second of all, right?
Okay,
when it comes to Van Dijk, I said Arsenal have so many issues. Having the best player in the world in one position won't improve the team. That is a reality.
I couldn't disagree more. I disagree with you.
Can I just jump in here? Hey, girl, come on, man.
Stop this whole Arsenal witch hunt. When I'm talking about a topic, please stay on the freaking topic. It's not always about Arsenal.
I'm not even talking about Arsenal.
Brother, chill out, first of all. Chill out. There's no reason to be upset, first of all. Second of all,
I'm
not even talking about Arsenal.
Can you full screen depths for me, please, real quick?
Hey, girl, bro, you literally just said a whole player that is
every evening, 9 p.m.
Oh, for the love of God.
Hey, girl, you're upset for absolutely no reason, my brother. Absolutely no reason. What you got upset and you said he's shit when we know he's shit, when you know he's not shit. We all know he's not shit. You can tell me you have your one second. You can tell me you have your reservations about him. That's absolutely fine. But you can ask everyone else on this panel and they will all tell you that you don't know what you're talking about if you have reservations about him, because he's a quality centre-back at the age of 22. Yes, he's stagnated over the last 12 months. I'll give you that. Sorry?
How much is he going to cost, do you think?
He's going to cost around 80 million.
Probably 70
million. God damn. Here's the thing. He's been on centre-backs.
One of the best young centre-backs on the planet. No, you don't. There is absolutely no point.
Especially when Ben White cost you 50. Come on.
What are we talking about here?
Let's not try and understand the transfer window. It's fucked. Let's be real. It's fucked.
But we all know the money-wise that players are not going at the right prices, bro. The fact of the matter is, do you want this player? The club values him at this amount. If you want to sign him, you gotta pay up. It's just how it works. This ain't coming out of my pocket money. I just want to let you know.
I'll be 100. I don't know about Ligt, so I'm not going to comment on him. But on a stream earlier with some City guys, they were saying, because I was saying, you know what? The way City are with Ake is we don't want to sell him for 40 million because we don't really want to have to go into that window. But if you give us 55, 60, then you know what? We will, because he is our fourth choice. Then we have to start looking. So I said, who would we go for? And all three of them said De Ligt. And they were like, De Ligt, we think he would ball out under Pep. The other one for me would be, I think, Fofana. Because look, if you buy a player, if you buy a player from abroad, there's a risk.
From Leicester, you mean?
Yeah. So
you fucking bad boy.
And this is a thing. There's risk with everyone. You buy a defender from abroad, there is a risk. Yeah, and we all know it. City have fucked up with defenders before. I'd like to say all clubs are, but I'm not going to go through it. But we definitely have in the past, right? And then we've got some right.
Harry Maguire for 80 million.
Yeah, amen. And that's then with Premier League, if they come from the Premier League, they're generally proven because you've seen them over a couple of seasons. But of course, with Fofana, he is young and he's had a massive injury, so that is a risk. Either one is a risk. Now, if you're saying De Ligt is 80, from what Reedy, Hold Tight Reedy, who's a Leicester fan who I did a stream with yesterday, he was saying, and I do believe because we saw what they did with Maguire, that Fofana would probably be about 80 million as well, which seems a lot. And kind of, unfortunately,
no one's paying that though. No one.
Well, we were all worried because we've seen the last centre back that came from Man United for a lot of money, and we're like, fucking hell, this is a risk. But for me, the only one in the Premier League that I think, do you know what, would be Fofana. I think Fofana is a shout, man. Like before he got in, him getting injured last season changed Leicester's whole season for me. Like
but Leicester are a club that will always like try to fleece you when they sell you a player. That's the problem. Even if you remember, by the way, Tielemans last summer, I think they wanted like 60-something million for him. So they like, when Leicester sell, they sell Daps. So like, that's the issue. Like when they sell, they want to like get as much money as possible. So
there's a lot of players.
I don't think Fofana is going to go to any club anytime soon, man.
No, because of the injury. Because I think that Fofana probably, look, for me, Fofana needs a season. He has a good season this year, yeah? People are going to be talking his name again. The other one, which is very, very interesting from Leicester, is last summer, there was a player that everyone was talking about as a DM. As a DM. And his price tag was huge, right?
Oh, indeed.
And now, United need a DM. A few other teams need DMs. No one's talking Indeed's name. So again, I know he had an injury, but he's another one. Give him a good season. Is he a shout? Like these players are
things change, man.
Not being spoken.
You're right.
That could be players, and I don't know. Everyone seems to be going abroad at the moment. Like no one seems to be looking.
No, but scenarios happen, Daps. Very simple scenario. Chelsea. Like we're talking about Chelsea. Chelsea need a DM next season. West Ham refused to accept an offer below 100 million. They call up Leicester, get Ndidi for 40. Like, is that not like a genuine, realistic scenario?
Based on last season, they could get him for about 40.
Yeah, it's not impossible.
It depends on if West Ham can convince him of the project in it. But like, you're absolutely
right.
100%. The business you do in it. That's. I think when it comes to like any type of signings that people make, I don't know. Like, what I've never really understood with people in terms of football fans nowadays is that you will look at a player that is 20 years old, maybe to 23, 24 years old, and we are writing them off so early on in their careers, as if they can't improve as players, as if under the right manager with the right guidance, these players cannot actually turn a whole page. Especially when it comes to centre backs, in my opinion, centre backs, as they age, they become better. That's how it works. The more experience you give them, the better they become. And at the end of the day, in my eyes, I don't look at De Ligt and think, oh, this is not a quality player. I think he has all the right profile of a player that I'm looking at. Is he expensive? 100%. But unfortunately, it's just the market that we live in. So when I'm looking
how much does it cost, Mojo? De Ligt?
Bro,
it's looking at least 70 mil. That's how you are not piping. Like they're not trying to
that bad. I'm not making
it's mad though.
Do you know what the thing is though? You sign him for 70 mil. It's what you tell other teams. And what you tell other teams is that you can be bullied into making these high bids for players. It starts to affect all the different signings that you could be making in that season. And that's what the thing is with Chelsea. For me, I'm even looking at it this way. don't let Juve bully you in this situation. Why? Because Koulibaly is right there, experienced, and really
Napoli aren't great to do. But bro, Napoli are hard to do business with as well.
But the player on his last year
well.
on his
Napoli
contract,
are
and they're looking for 40 mil. That's all they're looking for. That's
mil.
way cheaper than us
Yeah,
paying
that is
70 mil.
Yeah, but you know what the opposite of that though, Mojo? The age. 22 versus 31.
Yeah, which is
I get that.
Yeah.
But the way I look at it is like, at the same time, here's what I have to tell the people, right? I still look at pathways for younger players that we have. And in centre back at the moment, there are players that are in the pipeline that a lot of people have hope in. If you don't want to block their path, you sign players that are a little bit older. That means you give them 3-year window in which they can be a player that can be around the first team, but they earn their way into the team rather than you just guarantee them that.
Well, you're putting your hopes on youngsters that way.
I have to.
No,
I generally have to, though.
Wouldn't that be a better?
It usually doesn't translate. That's the problem.
And sometimes done now.
And sometimes when you sell them, it ends up translating somewhere else, like with Tomori, for example.
So I look at done. Have Barca come in on Koundé, and is it
I look at
done?
Ampadu right now. Ampadu is for me someone I've watched enough in his loan periods where I feel like there's actually good enough there for us to work with. I'm hoping What am I saying? Thomas Tuchel does take a look at him during this preseason. And he gets surprised, like how he gets surprised by he got surprised by Chalobah, because Chalobah wasn't necessarily in Thomas Tuchel's plans. Thomas Tuchel's plans were forced to change as a result of seeing Chalobah play that well during preseason, that he was like, you know what, this is someone that I can rely on this season. So
Chalobah is definitely a discovery from this year. He's very good.
Yeah, so as long as we sign the right type of players, I'm actually all good. Koulibaly, I wouldn't be unhappy, and Ligt, I wouldn't be unhappy.
Is it done? Have Barca fucked you up again? Have they come in?
Bro, I don't know.
Barca are jarring this transfer window. Don't you think
doesn't
Barca
make
are
sense,
just annoying
though,
this transfer window?
There is no way they have enough money for all of these players. There's no way. I don't believe this.
That's why they're going to sell Frenkie de Jong.
Everything up, man. They're fucking everything up.
And Ousmane Dembele, you're right, Dabs.
Oh yeah, and
Barcelona have the De Jong deal. They're trying to get Bernardo Silva. They have the Ousmane Dembele deal, the Raphinha
Lewandowski. I said this about 10 days ago. I said, it feels like Barcelona, the club with no fucking money, are there holding up the whole Premier League transfer window. And I'm not going to lie, from a City point of view.
Well, they got so much they want to sell as well.
Yeah, no, but that's the whole issue, because they want players in to get money, to then buy new ones from them. And it's players that, like the Premier League want, but then they're holding out playing hardball. But then it's to basically invest the money back into the Premier League. It's just annoying. Like, you know what? Why does everyone want to go to this damn club? That's in the mud. It's just mad. And you know what? It's his heritage. But
no, Dabs. People just grow up supporting different clubs, man. If you notice with South American players specifically, they always just grow up wanting to play for Barca, Real Madrid. I'm telling you right now, Dabs. And this is something I kind of realized. Me and you, as Liverpool and City, can win 5 league titles, 5 Champions Leagues in the next 5 years. And even though it's changing now, so you still have the 50-50 cases. But I think people would still go my dream is to play for Barcelona. There's nothing you can do about it. It's fucking man's dream.
You have to pull some special moves. We had to pull everything out the bag for Haaland. Everything. Every single to try and...
It's a lot of money.
But Haaland, for example, is not
a lot of money. How many players are you going to actually sell this summer?
What, Chelsea?
Oh, Barcelona?
Yeah, Chelsea. Because it looks like if you bring in Raheem Sterling, you bring in a midfielder or whoever you're looking at in the midfield, you bring in supposedly 2 defenders, 2 attackers, if it's Ousmane Dembele or somebody else, right? It's looking like at least around 150, potentially to 250. That's where it could be.
I think what the main thing people have to understand is Chelsea is not in a position anymore where they have to sell to actually buy. Reason being is you have this new ownership that are going to inject this amount of cash. It literally is not a problem for us to even make losses on some of these players, which has been one of the biggest hold-up before in getting rid of some of these deadwood, is that Marina was being very stubborn with him in terms of negotiations. She was not playing about, if she set 20 million on a player, she's getting 20 mil, or that player is going out on loan. That's how she looked at it. So when you have someone that plays hardball like that, it means that getting rid of players becomes way more difficult than getting players at Chelsea. And right now, I'm not necessarily more worried about getting rid of players like I used to be, because I feel like with this current regime that we have, they're going to want to thin down on the squad and get rid of the players that are not being used. Why? Because it creates unnecessary stress for the manager and the club if they stick around. What it does do as well is that right now the club is in a position where we can just sell players and not feel like, oh, we have to have a certain amount for them. So what we can get for them is probably what we're more than likely going to be willing to part ways with and say, you know what, it's good for the player, it's good for us. It means that now we've parted ways. Kind of like what we've had to do with Romelu Lukaku. Romelu Lukaku would have not left Chelsea if the old regime was still around. He would have
been. Will Loftus-Cheek go? Will Loftus-Cheek go this summer?
I doubt it. I doubt it. I'll be honest with you.
What's the next season? Young Player of the Season award.
All right, before we wrap up, does Alan or AK want to say anything on Chelsea?
Yeah, we're finishing above them this season.
Okay.
I hope we don't flop so badly.
AK, they're finishing.
We probably will. We probably will.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. Big up to you guys.
All right, we'll wrap it up. We'll wrap it up the way we usually do with the chicken wings. But thank you guys. You already know what it is. Check out Dabs' channel.
Dabs, brother, what is this? Brother.
Anyways,
remove that guy, man.
Listen,
keeping it halal all the time.
Bro, I'm saying, if you're saying keeping it halal, I've sat on the whole stream drinking, so you can't be saying that, bro. Come on.
All right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna wrap it up.
Guys, you're such an asshole.
Big up to everybody. You already know what it is. Catch us next week Sunday. Bring back the chicken wing because we haven't brought it back in a while. Big up AK, Alan, Mojo, Dabs, Husam. Thank you for coming on. And big up to every one of you guys.
Always, man.
Show. Been a great show, and you guys have yourselves
big up, man. Big up to the